March 26, 2018, a California cliffside. At the bottom of a 100-foot drop lay an SUV, crushed beyond recognition. Inside were two mothers, Jennifer and Sarah Hart, and 3 of their 6 adopted children. The others were missing, swept away by the Pacific Ocean. At first, investigators thought this was a tragic accident. But soon, the truth emerged. The accelerator pressed to the floor, no signs of braking, and children sedated with Benadryl. This was no accident, it was murder. The Hart family was known online as the perfect Instagram family. Jennifer and Sarah Hart, a married couple, had adopted 6 black children and built an image of love and activism. Their social media pages were filled with smiling pictures, the kids at protests, hugging strangers, wearing matching shirts, spreading joy. In 2014, a photograph of 12-year-old Devontae hugging a police officer went viral, becoming a symbol of hope. But behind the carefully curated images, the children were starving, frightened, and forced to perform happiness for the camera. Teachers and neighbors had long noticed red flags. The kids often came to school hungry, sometimes digging through trash for food. One admitted they weren't fed, as punishment. Others had bruises. Eventually, the children were withdrawn from school, cutting off contact with the outside world. Social workers in several states received reports of abuse and neglect, but nothing was done. Each time suspicions rose. Jennifer drowned them out with new smiling photos online. By March 2018, another CPS investigation was underway. A welfare check was scheduled, but when social workers arrived at the Hart home in Washington, the family was gone. Days later, their SUV was found at the bottom of a cliff in Mendocino County, California. Investigators quickly realized this was no accident. The car's black box showed it had accelerated toward the cliff, without braking. Jennifer was intoxicated, and Sarah, along with the children, had large amounts of Benadryl in their systems. The kids had been drugged, silenced during their final ride. The truth unraveled further. Neighbors recalled Devontae begging them for food, saying he and his siblings were starving. Teachers remembered children quietly admitting they were beaten and deprived of meals. And investigators discovered chilling Google searches on the Hart's devices in the days before the crash. How long does it take to die from drowning? Benadryl dosage for children. No-kill dog shelters near me. These were not random thoughts. They were signs of premeditated murder-suicide. The public was horrified. How could 2 women, admired as loving mothers, commit such an atrocity? The viral photograph of Devontae hugging a police officer resurfaced, no longer a symbol of hope, but a haunting reminder of a boy whose pleas for help went unanswered. The case sparked outrage at the failures of the child welfare system. Teachers, neighbors, and social workers had all tried to raise alarms, yet no intervention came in time. Experts suggest the motive was rooted in fear and control. Facing another CPS investigation, Jennifer and Sarah may have believed their children would be taken away. To them, losing custody meant losing the image they had carefully built online. Their identity as the perfect family was their entire world. If they couldn't control the narrative anymore, they would rather end it entirely. The drugging, the Google searches, and the deliberate acceleration all pointed to a calculated decision. The Hart family tragedy remains one of the most disturbing cases in recent true crime. It reveals how appearances can deceive, how systems can fail, and how social media can hide the darkest realities. Behind every polished photograph, 6 children were living in silence, pain, and fear. The world believed the Hart family was a symbol of hope. In the end, they became a symbol of deception, tragedy, and systemic failure. The photos showed perfection, the truth was murder.